DeSales basketball legend, the school's all-time leading scorer, currently the athletic director at Muhlenberg, now a rival school of DeSales, Lynn Tubman. Thank you for joining us. So I want to run down some of your accomplishments here. 35 years after the fact, you're still the all-time leading scorer, 2,193 points, leading rebounder, 1,000 rebounds. What was the basketball experience like at DeSales, then Allentown College, when you played?
Yeah, it was a great 4 years, and it's a great day. Thank you for having me. One of the most enjoyable things is having a lot of former teammates here. But what was basketball like? I've been in the business for 30 plus years, and I just feel like the athleticism today is a lot better, different than it was, when I played. We didn't have lifting, we didn't have out of season. AAU was more of a high school phenomenon than starting in fourth grade, but it was competitive. We were NAIA looking to get into the NCAA, and I was at the right place at the right time. It was a perfect fit.
What kind of player were you?
I was a 4-5, so inside player, 15 feet around the basket. There was no three-point line, but I probably was not a three-point shooter.
2,100 plus points. There are certainly a lot of people involved in helping you get there. Tell me about some of your teammates.
Yeah, absolutely. The teammates were critical, crucial. Tom Shirley, as the head coach, established me as a shooter. I joke often that I have the fewest assists in college history. That was not my game. Defense wasn't either. But Tina Costello, point guard, Karen Pavish, big girl, Nancy Irwin, she's here today, and I probably chose Allentown College. Nancy Irwin was from Archbishop Kennedy. I was a Kenrick grad. Just felt very comfortable knowing someone from the same hometown was here. But Nancy Irwin was one of the greatest players in our time period as well.
You mentioned Coach Shirley. What kind of influence did he have on you?
Oh, huge influence. We joked at today's game about how tough he was on the court, but once you walked off the court, he would do anything for you. He helped develop us, educationally, socially, and prepared us for life after college. He's one of my best friends to this day, a mentor. I worked for him a few years after graduating, and we continue to stay in touch.
Do you have a favorite basketball moment from your time at DeSales?
Favorite basketball moment? Probably NAIA playoff game here versus Wingate. We packed the gym. It was an incredible experience just to have this place full of fans. So loud we couldn't hear Tom Shirley. So I would say that was probably one of the highlights.
That's certainly pretty cool, and certainly expectations for this season for both DeSales teams like that. Now you're the AD at Muhlenberg. What's it like when Muhlenberg plays DeSales?
Yeah, well, we played early this season at Muhlenberg. The DeSales program has had great success under Coach Richter. At the time, ranked nationally. So we thought it was going to be a tough game, and we played well. We were surprised by the outcome, but our athletes stepped up and got a victory that we necessarily weren't expecting. So they always joke with me at work, who are you rooting for? So always we'll have a soft spot and a fond spot for Allentown and DeSales, but I'm a mule now.
I was going to say, I would hope that when you're talking to Coach Roan, you tell him that you're rooting for Muhlenberg. I do want to close by asking about June being the 50th anniversary of Title IX. I wanted to give you the opportunity to speak to that and how far women's sports have come in the last 50 years.
Yeah, I think it's a great celebration. I think it was great that we recognized the program here, celebrating 50 years, the 72 team, because they were the pioneers. Even 10 years prior to when I was playing, things were a lot different then, and there wasn't access and really a lot of people supporting women's athletics. So those women were the founders for us and the trailblazers that gave us the opportunity. And I often say it's important to know the history of athletics and women's athletics to appreciate what we have now and what has become available to us because of Title IX and the women that came before us.
And Lynn Tubman, certainly an important part of DeSales women's basketball history. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. Have a good day.
All right, we'll break. We'll come back with the second half in just a few minutes. Thanks for tuning in here on the DeSales Sports Network.